Hi, I'm Dave Monty. Welcome to my video series, Everything Villages. Today I'm going to do a quick market update. It is May 2023, so stay tuned. As always, a couple of housekeeping items. If you like this video, please hit like. If you like my channel, please subscribe to it. Both those actions help these videos reach more people, and I greatly appreciate it. Also, if you'd like a copy of my free 42-page guide, Buying and Selling a Home in the Villages, you can email me right here at davemontysales@gmail.com, and I'll send you out your copy. Also, I do have a cost of living calculator that has been updated over time, and you can get a copy by emailing me right here, again, at davemontysales@gmail.com. In a couple of days, I'm going to have another video, which is a tutorial of the cost of living calculator. So keep an eye out for that. All right, so we're going to get to this. Again, I said a quick market update. I don't really talk too quick too often, or I talk fast, but not short. So I'm going to try to do this pretty quick. What I'm going to do is not do the second half of the video, which has been very repetitive, but I have a link. It's either going to be right here if I can figure out how to do it on YouTube, or it's going to be down in the description, a link that will bring you to the middle of a past update, which talks about why I do believe the Villages is still a great place to put your money. I've just been doing that over and over again. So rather than recreate the wheel, I just put a link in, like I said, either right here in the description below. All right. I'm not going to do this on every video going forward, but I do want to get this out a little bit because I'm proud of it, not necessarily, do anything great other than provide really good customer service. I was named Agent of the Year. And it's weird that they put 2023 when all the reviews came from 2022. But this award goes to basically the agent that's got, the best reviews and the most reviews. So this is a combination of really good sales volume as well as good customer service. So I'm proud of the customer service that I give my clients, and I'm thankful for my clients who have given me good reviews. All right. Other videos of interest. Pricing part 1 and 2, I've been threatening to update those, and I will get to them. They're still not bad because it gives you a relative idea of what the pricing is in the Villages. My next video, when I do my cost of living calculator, I'm actually going to show what the pricing differences are in the different areas in the Villages. So I will cover some of this in my next video. Biggest bang for your buck, I'm going to talk about that today, which is updating homes. And to me, those are the best value, the ones that need a little bit of help. You can get them for pretty inexpensive, put a little bit of work in them, and have a much more expensive home when you're done. And again, I'll talk about that a little bit because we're seeing more of that with how the market has been shifting here a little bit. We did talk about the cost of living calculator, understanding the two markets here in the Villages, and so on. All right. For those who have seen my videos, you'll heard this explanation now probably 15 times now. So months of inventory is a really good indicator of the strength of the market, whether it's strong towards the sellers or the buyers. A 6 months of inventory or less is a seller's market. The smaller the number, the stronger the seller's market. Anything over 6 months is a buyer's market. Currently, we've been in a very decent seller's market, not the ridiculous seller's market we were in a year ago, but we're still in a solid seller's market, and it's actually improving for the seller again. Currently, we have 341 homes on the market. Now, what we're going to do is we take the current inventory and we're going to divide it by how fast homes are selling. And that tells you if no other homes came on the market, how fast we would deplete the existing inventory. Over the last 3 months, we've averaged 126 homes. Now, that number has ticked up, and I'm going to explain why I believe that's happening, why that number's ticked up here in the Villages. Okay, so months of inventories, if I divide those numbers, is 2.7 months of inventory, which is down from 3.56 weeks ago, which is interesting because we're coming out of busy season. So the last 2 months have been even busier than busy season. And again, I think there's a reason why, and I'll explain that. I don't think it's anything to do with the overall economy. I just think it's a micro issue here within the Villages at this time. Anecdotally, what's going on, or what have I seen over the last 6 weeks? I've had clients who've been in multiple offer situations. Okay, so we are seeing nice homes still get a lot of attention, especially if they're priced correctly. I've had 4 or 5 clients lose homes that they were interested in because they went pending out from underneath them. I'm starting to see more investors get back into the market, mainly flippers, not so much rental investors, mainly because interest rates are a little bit higher and those investors like to finance. And currently, you're a little bit cash flow negative if you were to go buy like a $300,000 patio villa with all your costs associated with it. You'll probably be a little bit cash flow negative at this point due to the higher interest rates. Like I said, the nicer homes are still selling pretty quickly. So nicer homes pricing, and I should also have how fast homes are selling here, but the nicer homes, here's what's happened to pricing over COVID, and then we're starting to see on aggregate prices still ticking up slightly, but really leveling off. And these are on the nicer homes. These homes are going off the market pretty quickly. When I first did biggest bang for your buck, and what biggest bang for your buck means is that you can pay a premium for a home that's decorated nicely and has been updated, or you can buy a home that needs some updating, put this much work or this much money into it. We do the work for you if you want to watch that video. So we do the work for you. Put this much money into it, and then all of a sudden you have a home that's worth this much. So you get some instant equity. Over the course of COVID, what happened in general is that the homes that needed help probably increased in price a little bit faster, and the gap closed between the ones that needed updating. But now what we're seeing is this gap widening again. So we're starting to see the homes that have been on the market for a while stay on the market, and those homes are starting to turn over. Now, the good news for a lot of people is north of 44 in the traditional part of the villages where most people want to be, that's probably 70% of the homes. Most buyers here buy a house, take care of the house, but don't necessarily put money into it. So most of the houses you go into that are north of 44 need some updating. The good news is that it's all cosmetic. It's all cosmetic. So we can make an older house look very close to one of the newer models. Now, what's gone on with list price versus selling price? And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the disconnect that we've seen. Now, this disconnect was prevalent earlier in the year, and this is slowly, both sellers and buyers are getting a little bit more educated on the market. During COVID, this is what was happening. Here's the list price, and then sales price. Well, there was list price and sales price was there, if not a little bit above a lot of the times. Okay. So what's happened over the course of, ever since last fall, basically, like right in this point, we started seeing the prices still tick up, but not as fast as they were. Now, here's the disconnect. The sellers still wanted to be on this line, okay? And so they were way up here. This is reality, so they had to lower their asking prices. So what you're seeing is asking prices being lowered, and then selling prices still, sort of ticking up a little bit. So this is now asking price, and this is list price, and this is what we're seeing. However, when buyers see price drop after price drop after price drop, they think they can go lowball the market in their way down here when reality is up here. Okay, so the disconnect was buyers hearing all this bad news, thinking now it's a strong buyer's market. No, it's still a strong seller's market, especially here in the villages, but you are seeing the pricing slow down. Where the bad news you're hearing in the market is really the entire market is slowing down. But inventories remain incredibly low across the country, even here in the villages. Again, 2.5 months worth of inventory is still low inventory. So one of the reasons why inventories remain low is because sellers are not putting their homes on the market because they have low interest rates, they have low mortgage payments, and they don't want to trade a low mortgage payment for a high mortgage payment. The villages is a little bit different because at this age, there's a lot of compelling events, usually centered around health issues. And so you have a constant drumbeat of inventory coming on the market. Right? So anyway, that's the disconnect that's been going on. Right. Now, I alluded to this earlier. We are seeing the number of sales tick up. And I don't think it has anything to do with what's going on the national level, what's going on with interest rates and all that. I really do think it's the tale of two cities here, or two villages. And the village of Richmond, which went on the market mid-year last year, It is, I'm going to show you on a map. Okay, so right here, Richmond is right here. If you can, will follow my cursor. It's right on the other side of Highway 41 from Brownwood. It is 5 minutes to Brownwood. It's 15, 20 minutes to Sumter Landing. All of your shopping is up in this area, and a lot of it being investment being made right here in shopping. So very convenient, a great location where the Villages did not charge a lot premium, which I think they could have and should have. Okay, so the homes right here in Richmond were a huge value. And so I think that really hit the market up here in the traditional part of the Villages. Okay, so that's what you see right here. Well, right around here, they closed out Richmond. And then they opened up Newell. So let me show you where Newell is. Newell's way down here. So Newell is in Leesburg. It is in Lake County. You got very high taxes, almost double the taxes for between here and here. And I'm going to show that on my next video, cost of living calculator. I'm not going to get into that here, but I'm going to show you what the tax rates are in those different areas on the next video here in a couple days. And then also down here, all your shopping, doctors, dentists, grocery stores, Walmarts, you name it, it's all up here. There's nothing down here right now. Now, when I did why are homes less expensive down in this area, I got a lot of people coming back saying, hey, it's still the Villages. It's great. Yeah, you're still attached to the Villages. It looks like the Villages. You're not too far from Sawgrass. The homes are really nice. They're brand new. So there's a lot of positives down in that area. You still got rec centers and you still have swimming pools and you're not too far from Sawgrass, but you're kind of away from everything else. Well, we're just going to punch in to Leesburg over here, so it'll be real convenient. Well, up here, I can get my golf cart to most of the stuff here. I can get my golf cart to most of the stuff there. I can get my golf cart to most of the stuff here. Can't get my golf cart over here. So down here, while it's beautiful and it looks like the Villages, it's pretty much like living in any other retirement community. If you need to do anything, you're hopping in your car and heading out of the Villages to go do something. Okay, so that in the combination of taxes and location has really impacted the sales. So this is coming down. People were buying new homes instead of buying resales down this way. Now people started buying more resales. And this is just the difference between Richmond and Newell. And if you ask any of the Villages agents down there, and if they're honest with you, they're going to tell you that they're having a little bit of difficulty selling homes down there right now. All right, like I said, usually this is where I hop off and tell you why the Villages is a very good place to put your real estate money. If you want to put money in real estate, I do think this is a very safe haven for most people. And I'm going to put, like I said, either a link in the description below, or you can click on this one in YouTube if I figured it out. Not 100% sure if I did. So if there's no link there in YouTube, look in the description and you realize I couldn't figure it out. All right, so in summary, the resale market has really ticked up here over the last couple of months. It seems like Newell has had that effect. Richmond closing out and Newell opening up. It's almost like completely different worlds. I always get asked this. It's like, how can they charge less expensive for new homes? And I'm going to use this a couple of times. My daughter lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. Her and her boyfriend just bought a house, $650,000, a 1957 split-level ranch, very close to downtown Charlotte. My brother, who also lives in Charlotte, bought on the outskirts of town, same price, 3,000 square feet, everything brand new, new appliances, coffered ceilings, big yard. I mean, beautiful, but it's on the outskirts of town and he paid the same amount. That's exactly what's going on here in the Villages. You pay a premium to be in the main part of the Villages due to location. If you want to live on the outskirts of the Villages, you can get a much better deal. It's just, that's just any real estate market. People kind of think of the Villages as one entity when it's actually a city. We're getting up to 75 square miles. It's a pretty big city at this point. So, again, if you want to live on the outskirts, great, brand new home, but you're going to wait a bunch of years for things to grow out towards you. Investors are jumping back in on the flips. The reasons we said, we do see pricing sort of stabilizing, not bouncing up and down as much. And then, predicting the future is going to be a little difficult due to national insecurities of what's going on in the market. If you would like my free guide, Buying and Selling a Home in the Villages, you can email me right here at davemontysales@gmail.com. Also, again, keep an eye out for my new cost of living calculator tutorial. In there, I'm going to talk about the relative locations as well and what's going to happen with taxes. So keep an eye out for that. Hope you found this informative. I hope to be seeing you around the Villages. Take care.